Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this occasion, I'm going to explain you theme and rhyme. As you know, we have three different kinds of theme: topical theme, interpersonal theme, and textual theme. And let me begin first with the definition. Theme, as you know, it is a starting point of a message, and it tells us what the text is going to be about. So specifically in this video, we will see how to determine whether or not the topical theme is marked or unmarked. And then we also are going to see what constituent that is possibly topical theme, because not all constituent can be a topical theme. So to see whether a theme is marked or unmarked, we need to look at the mood in theme. For example, here, okay, I prepared it for you. In declarative mode, it is common. Okay, when we talk about a marked and unmarked themes, it has something to do with whether it is typical of that mood or it's atypical. Okay, when it is a typical of the structure in that mood, then it is unmarked, because we know in declarative mood it is usually begun with subject. Okay, in declarative mode. But however, it becomes marked as it is atypical when the declarative mood is not begun with subject. As in this example, today is not the subject is I, but however, today becomes the theme. That's why today become marked topical theme, because it is atypical, it is uncommon, it's atypical of a declarative mood, since declarative mood usually begins with subject. Okay, but however, if we have this example, let's say, but today I am learning theme and rhyme. So in this context, but cannot become a topical theme, it's a textual theme. Okay, because not all constituent can become a topical theme. What can be a topical theme? So to determine whether a constituent is a topical theme or not, you need to look at the experiential function of the constituent. It means that if the constituent has a function in the transitivity system, then it can become a topical theme. Remember, in the transitivity system, we have participants, we have process, and we have circumstances. Okay, if the constituent at the beginning of the clause, for example, or at the beginning of the text, is one of the constituent or one of these functions in transitivity, participants, process once again, and circumstances, then it can become topical theme. But however, if it doesn't have function in transitivity system, then it cannot, or it will never be a topical theme. okay, because here, but has no function in transitivity system. Okay, it is not a participant, it's not a process, or it's not circumstances. So look back again at the transitivity system. Remember, in the transitivity system, for example, we have a material process, and in the material process we have participants like goals and an actor, right, as well as range. And the circumstance can be circumstance of place, circumstance of time, circumstance of manner, circumstance of purpose, circumstance of angle, accompaniment, and so on and so forth. Okay, please look at that, but has no function in transitivity system. That's why it is a textual theme. Okay, this one is textual theme. And today, since it is a circumstance of time, okay, it indicates the time today, then it will become a topical theme in this context, which is marked. Okay, so the rest of the clause will be rim. This one is rim. Another example in another clause, for example, but I am learning theme and rim. Okay, remember, it has no function in transitivity system, then it still is an interpersonal theme, in textual theme. This one is textual theme. Then the theme, okay, this one is participant, right? In transitivity system, this one is the process. Okay, this one is the participants. Okay, so this one is the participants, then it becomes topical theme. So the rest of the clause will be rim. Sol, rim. And I is the theme, which is unmarked. Remember, it is atypical of a declarative mood that it begins with subject. Okay, that's about declarative mood. Talking about another mood, for example, interrogative mood. Here we can see there are two kinds of interrogative mood. The first one, yes, no interrogative, and WH interrogative. Talking about yes, no interrogative, remember it is usually begin with finite. Okay, it is usually begun with finite. Whether you say, are you learning theme rim, or can you do this? Can you help me? Will you help me? And so on and so forth. Okay, that's finite. That's all finite. So that's atypical of yes-no interrogative mood. That's why R is the finite, which is an interpersonal theme, right? And then this one is the theme, which is unmarked topical theme, unmarked topical theme, and the rest of the clause will be the rim. So again, talking about yes, no, not yes, no, WH question, WH interrogative mode, it is typical that WH interrogative mode begins with WH word like what, where, why, how, which, how many, and so on and so forth. As long as it begins with WH word, then it will become unmarked topical theme, because it is typical of interrogative mode, whether it is in the form of yes/no question or WH question. In yes/no question, it is usually begun with finite and subject you, while in interrogative yes/no WH interrogative, it is usually begun with a WH word, which is very common, which is typical of that mood. That's why it will be unmarked. Both this one is the topical theme and this one is the topical theme, will be unmarked. So if we try to, let's say, reconstruct the clause, let's say at school are you learning okay. So since this one has experiential function, it function as one of the constituent in transitivity system, which is circumstance of location or circumstance of place. Then at school here will be topical theme. Okay, but however it is atypical of interrogative mode. Okay, because the typical of interrogative mode is begun with finite here, like in yes/no question. It's at school. It's not a finite. It's a circumstance of place, circumstance of location. That's why it will become a marked. Okay, remember, marked topical theme. And the rest of the clause will be dream. It's all dream. As you have found a topical theme, then the rest of the clause will be dream. But as you have not found any topical theme, you have to find the topical theme first before you decide the rest of the clause will be dream. For example, a long interpersonal theme or long textual theme, it cannot be directly followed by rhyme. There should be a topical theme first before the rhyme. Okay, yeah, except in minor clauses, in ellipses, in elliptical clauses. Okay, it is also the same in WH interrogative. Let's say we add in this semester. What are you learning? Okay, first in this clause, what is the unmarked topical theme, but however in this clause, in this semester is marked topical theme. Sorry, this one is unmarked. Okay, unmarked topical theme, and this one is marked topical theme. Okay, and these words or the rest of the clause will be the rhyme. Okay, this one also is going to be the rhyme. Let's see the difference. Okay, so it means that in the first clause, what are you learning? So since the theme tells us what the text is going to be about, then it talks about what are you learning. What about what? But however, in the second clause, in the semester, it talks about in this semester. That's the difference. Okay, that's about interrogative mood. Now, the last one we will talk about imperative mood. In imperative mood, for example, close the door. Okay, close the door. It will become the unmarked topical theme. This one is unmarked topical theme. And this one is the rim. Okay, and then we can also add, for example, mark topical theme by add circumstance at the beginning. Okay, we can also put the, what is it, the complement, not complement, another participant at the beginning. For example, it is common in spoken language, but can hardly occur in written language. For example, the door, close. Okay, in spoken language it's common that we like put the complement at the beginning. Okay, it's imperative. The door, close. Okay, or sometimes we say the door, close it. Okay, so in this context, the door will be marked topical theme and the rest of the clause will be rim. Okay, and this one also, the door will be marked topical theme and then close it will be the rim, because the typical of imperative mood is begun with a process. Okay, close is the process in transitivity system. The process is here, but it begins with the participants. Okay, it is the participant, the goal, the door. In transitivity system, it becomes the goal, right? That's why when it becomes the beginning of the sentence, so it becomes a topical theme which is marked. So to determine whether a topical theme is marked or not marked, you need to look at the mood that is realized in the text. You need to look at the mood, whether it is imperative, interrogative, whether yes, no interrogative, or WS interrogative, or even it is a declarative mood. You need to look at the mood first. And remember, the constituents that can be made a topical theme is those who have function in the transitivity system. When it has no function in the transitivity system, like but, like conjunctive adjuncts, like continuity adjuncts, or when it's vocative common adjuncts, which have no function in the transitivity system, then they cannot be a topical theme. That's why textual theme includes continuity adjuncts and conjunctive adjuncts, while interpersonal theme includes like polarity, yes, no, and then for example a vocative. Vocative is like when we refer to someone. Let's say we want Andy to close the door. For example, in the class there is a person called Andy, so we call her name, Andy, close the door. So in that context, for example here, Andy, close the door. Okay, then it will become insert. Okay, Andy. So Andy is not a topical theme, it is an interpersonal theme because it's a vocative. right? So it close here remains unmarked topical theme. Okay, so it can also interpersonal theme can also include, besides polarity and vocative like this one, it can also include like modal adjuncts or comment adjuncts. So that's about theme and rhyme. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. Thank you everyone for listening and watching the video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.